Hello. Hi there. It's so nice to see some of you I've met before, and some of you it's the first time I'm meeting, and it's really lovely to see you. And some of you I recognise from Facebook, so that's really nice. Before we begin, I would just say, don't worry if you've never written before. Grammar, spelling, not important at all. This is not a test. There will be no exam. Nobody will mark your work. There are no red pens in this group. We're going to do some drawing with this writing activity, but it's also not a test of your drawing skills. So don't worry about that at all. Okay, drawings can be as messy and scrappy as you like. And we're going to explore something called the Tree of Life, which I know Keith has done before. And in fact, Keith, I think you've led a workshop in doing this, haven't you? It's something that I learned about last year and found really exciting, and thought it might be fun to adapt to try a Christmas tree of life. So we're going to try that today. But the tree of life technique is something called narrative therapy, which sounds very la-di-da, but is simply a way of looking at the stories of your life, and looking at life positively and with celebration and joy, and really valuing all the great things in life that there are to be glad about. And at this time of year, it's good to reflect on things that make us glad, isn't it? At any time of year, it's good to reflect on that. The Tree of Life was developed in, I think it's Zimbabwe, and it was used with AIDS orphans who had really difficult life stories, and they found that using this technique enabled them to look at their strengths and their roots and the things that were important in their lives, the things that mattered and the things they could take forward and feel good about. So I'm hoping that at the end of our hour together, we'll have spent some time together just reflecting on some things that bring us joy, some people that bring us joy, and the kind of hopes and ideas we have that are really important to us, the things that matter to us. There will be opportunities to share, but nobody has to. You really don't have to, because it may be personal and you may want to keep it to yourself, and that's absolutely fine. I was going to play some cheesy Christmas music, but we just had a little oh Chris, I know I'd love to be able to do it, but we just tried, and my tech isn't up to it. It sounded awful. So while you're writing or drawing, do feel free to hum or play your own.
We should all agree a song.
yeah, we could all hum the same song at the same time if you like. And I can see my image on the screen, and I must apologize for my hair too, which I think hasn't been brushed for several days, so my apologies. It's obviously one of those days. There's no time for hair brushing today, and I'm very rosy. It's because I'm sitting by a little fire in my shed, and I've let it get a bit warm in here. So I apologize for that too, but let's dive in. So for our Christmas tree of life, I'd like you just to take, does everybody have a piece of paper and a pen?
Mm-hmm.
Fab. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to draw an outline of a Christmas tree in a pot. Leave some space at the top of your page, because we're going to pop a star on there later, and leave some space either side of your pot. But draw a Christmas tree in a pot. And when you've got your Christmas tree drawn, give me a thumbs up on the screen.
Oh, I was just copying that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll hold it up again.
I had to think really carefully about how to go in and out. Which way to go in and out.
The kind of week we've been having, I think.
Yes, so Rachel, I see you've put in the chat, do you want some background music, or are we happy with humming or silent? We could, I mean, I'm very happy with humming. If I hum, I might be the only hum you hear is the thing.
I think Chris has gone to tell Alexa.
Ah.
Slade. I was thinking of Silent Night or something.
Slade was number 1 when I was born.
Was it?
Can you hear it?
December 1973.
Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Is that when you were born? My goodness.
Tell me if you want me to stop it.
No, that's perfect. I think it keeps coming and going. Actually,
Alexa, turn the volume up. Must remember not to belch now. I'm not on mute.
Yeah. Yes, I had beans for lunch. I must remember that too. Let's do this for the next. Right. Around the tree.
Alexa, volume down. Alexa, volume down.
Stop saying that word. I've got one. It keeps going off.
Is that okay, or do you want me to turn it off?
maybe off just for this bit. I think.
Okay. Thanks, Krista. It was just put us in a nice Christmassy feel.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
Feeling naughty today.
It makes me think of that. One of my favourite kids' stories is the magic porridge pot with the stop, little pot, stop. Right, so we've all got our Christmas tree drawn. So now the first thing I'd like you to look at is the pot on your tree. And in that pot, we're going to think about our roots. On the traditional tree of life, you think about your roots in the natural earth. But of course, a Christmas tree, we bring it indoors and we put it in that pot and we choose the earth, in a way, that goes into that pot and nourishes our tree. We choose how we root our Christmas trees. And that got me thinking about how we also kind of choose how we root ourselves. So I want you to think on that pot and to just write some words, the things that root you. It may be, so these are the things that kind of feed who you are, the things that you draw strength from in your life. It may be family and friends. It may be that you have a favourite author and you really draw strength from enjoying their work. It may be music. Playing music, listening to music. There may be one particular band that when you hear them, oh, you feel so you. It may be a genre of music. It may be a place. It may be that there are certain hobbies that really feed you, that really make you feel you. Maybe woodwork or decorating or crafting, painting, drawing, writing. Could be a sport, cycling or swimming or climbing, walking.
My pot's a bit full.
Yeah, your pot may overflow. And don't worry because nobody's going to check it. So we can get as messy as you like. That's a lovely position to be in, to have an overflowing pot of roots.
Problem is, because we've asked us to draw it, I've gone into drawing mode again. And I've been off it for about 7, 8 weeks.
Oh, wow. That's okay. Draw away. That's great, really. I think this is one of those activities that you can really tailor to suit you. And if drawing is your first response rather than writing, then draw and enjoy that. Does anybody else have any ideas about things that root you that I haven't mentioned?
Maybe if people have got a faith.
A faith, yes, absolutely. That's a great one. Yes.
The outdoors.
The outdoors, yeah, brilliant.
Mine's the outdoors and where I was born and where I am now.
Being in nature.
Being in nature, yeah.
I've got the weather.
Ah.
Sunrises.
Sunrises.
Because I live right by the sea, so I often get up to see the sunrise. But the last week it's been too cloudy.
Oh. Environment actually is a really huge part of what roots us, isn't it? I hadn't thought of that.
I love what Di has just put in the chat about silence.
Yeah, I had that one too. But I had laughter as well.
That's really good. Oh, how lovely.
I've got the smell of baking because when I was younger, when I was born, I lived with my grandparents, and they had an oven incorporated in the coal fire. So there was always something cooking in that oven.
Oh, lovely.
Smell of baking usually.
Yeah, smells are a huge thing that root us actually, aren't they? You've just got me thinking about those. Like every time I smell wallflowers, I'm back in my childhood home. And this last summer, they seemed really strong, and I found myself constantly having flashbacks.
And I suppose some smells can be unpleasant, so we don't think about those.
Yeah. And we're back to my baked bean lunch.
Funny you should say that, Chris. I've actually written down silage.
Silage?
I love the smell of silage because I'm a West Country boy, and that's when I grew up, that's all I could smell when I was out. Was that smell of silage? It's beautiful. I love it.
Aha. Is that similar to the smell of like when you smell cow poo?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love that smell too.
Oh.
Whereabouts in the West Country are you from, Martin?
Plymouth, born and bred.
Plymouth. Ah.
A real carrot cruncher.
Great. Oh, cut grass, I was putting in the chat there. Yes.
As they call me in the army, the armoured farmer.
That's great. I've seen in the chat there from Rachel that Martin's a great artist. If anybody wants to share any of their artwork, please do. Sound of logs burning on an open fire. Yeah, it's very evocative, isn't it? Yeah. And the smell of them, yeah. Okay, so does everybody feel they've captured those roots down there? And we'll come back to them again. We'll go back and forth between the elements of your tree. So don't worry if we'll move on to the next part of the tree, but that doesn't mean you can't add any more roots. Okay. Next on your tree, I'd like you to add some lights now. So here's my tree. I'm going to very quickly, I am no artist, but I'm very quickly, oh dear, trying to add a couple of strings of lights to my tree there. You probably want to give yourself at least 6 or 7 lights, but you can add more as we do this next bit. If I hold that up there. Okay, got the lights on there. Good stuff. Now for the lights, I'd like you to think about who lights up your world. Who, when you think of them, do you get that little burst of joy? Who are the people in your life that you go, oh yeah, they're great? It may be people that you know. It may even be people that you're related to. But it doesn't have to be. It may be favourite musicians or authors or speakers that you've heard and admire. It may be
You want us to write these down, Liz?
sorry.
You want us to write these down?
Yeah, so if you put a name in each light, so into each light, write a name. You might have to write the name sideways or going downwards kind of thing to fit into the shape. But into each light bulb, pop a name of somebody who lights up your world.
Liz, can you group them? So otherwise, you know, grandkids is going to be like 3 or 4 lights. Can we put like grandkids as one light?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, do it totally as you want to. Yeah.
So like a group of people rather than singles.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to do it in the way that best fits for your tree. Of course, you can always draw more lights on as well.
Sorry, do they all have to be people, Liz?
What are you thinking, Chris?
I don't know. I've run out of things to put on my lights.
I've put my dogs on because they have a name.
I've put my dog.
I've put my cats, so that's all right.
Yeah. And it could be again that you have a favourite author or somebody who it may be Rachel, Philly and Rachel running deep. You know, people that bring light to your life.
Wow, no pressure.
Because
You do.
there are so many friends who are really important in my life, and lots of those friends are kind of, I've known them through different groups, like through Deep, and they've become really important in my life. But to try, God, you know, the tree would just be total lights, and I still don't have enough room for everybody to name each. So to put Deep or Three Nations as individual lights really helps.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah. What a lovely, that's a lovely problem to have, Julie, as well, though. There may be people that are lights to you who are no longer with us.
Yeah.
But that stay with us. So do add those in. And as you look at some of the names of those lights and look back at some of the words in your root pot, are there any connections between those names and the things that root you? So I'm just reading in the chat from Rachel. In narrative therapy, the people who are no longer with us are still very much part of our story. And it's so true, isn't it? we carry people with us, and they continue to influence us even when they're gone. Has anybody seen a connection between the people who light up their life and any of their roots? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've put down nature and sounds in my pot, and then I've got a favourite bird, which is a red kite. So the red kite is nature. So I've linked them together that way, I suppose.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Chris. You saw connections there, Martin.
Yeah, I've got Nelson Mandela, freedom. Husky, walking, independence. Diana Ross, joy. Grandchildren, life. Granddad, life. So far.
Fabulous. I love that you've got such a variety of figures in your lights there.
Yeah, quite a long life, I suppose. Busy life.
Is Diana Ross, have you been a lifelong fan?
Yeah, ever since I can remember. I grew up, when I grew up, everyone was into, I can't remember. I think it was influenced by my parents, probably more so. My parents used to jiggle around that period. I was sort of in my, I was probably about 5 or 6 then, 6 or 7. And yeah, Diana Ross, ever since she came out in the late 50s, early 60s, yeah, she was a really big part of my life. And the Supremes, of course. I was one of the very few in my, because I was brought up in a home. So my life was revolved around Diana Ross, the Supremes, the Drifters, reggae. Whereas a lot of my peers, they were all into this Brotherhood of Man and all this nano nonsense. Whereas I went for the real music, mate. But someone would argue that.
I think I know that you like this one.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Three little birds. There's a rainbow. Yeah.
Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
That was lovely. Thanks, Rachel. And I see on the chat that Di has seen Diana Ross in concert. She was brilliant. Where did you see her, Di? If you get a chance to type that into the chat, that would be great. Lovely. So does everybody have their lights in? Oh, it was years ago. It was years ago. Everybody got their names in their lights? The name and lights?
Yep.
Great. Right, we're going to draw. Oh, Birmingham. It was in Birmingham at the NEC, I would guess. There. So the next part of our tree, under the tree, I've drawn a couple. We put all our gifts. Now you may draw your gifts in any shape. I've done a silly, somebody's wrapped a teddy bear there and a box. You can draw your gifts in whatever shape you like to. They could be round, square, trumpet shaped. They can have bows on them, or they can be very plain. Absolutely as you wish.
Bottle shaped even.
Bottle shaped. Bottle shaped is great. You could just do an entire row of wrapped bottles. I'm just reading Di's comments about seeing Diana Ross. So she was on a circular stage. Oh, it was in Birmingham Arena. And a big circular tube thing was lowered onto her so that she could change costumes. That sounds great. Sounds like a magic trick. Did it come down over her and then come up and she was wearing something different?
That's what I need when I go sea swimming.
Yes. Do you have one of those? Do you? It must be very cold. So we can see swimming up there. Do you have one of those coats? I've got a friend who's got a coat. Yeah. Yeah, they look amazing.
I wear it most of the day. No, they're really good.
That way you've got on now, Philly.
What is the temperature up there at the moment, Philly? Is it really?
No, it's not. It's not really. I don't think it's much colder than where you guys are, really, because we've got the Gulf Stream here.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it doesn't get that. It's probably about 4 degrees or something. What's it like with you guys? Something like that. Let me have a look at the weather forecast.
Yeah, I think it probably is quite similar, actually.
Yeah.
It's been fluctuating between 3 and 5 here, but I've been out on my mobility scooter and with a wind chill factor as well. Oh my gosh, it's freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, it says 3 on here.
So Di has 23 degrees at 8 p.m. Oh, Di, you poor thing. But does it feel Christmassy? Sorry, not sorry. Keith, you've done Christmas in Australia, haven't you? Does it feel Christmassy when it's not too cold?
Well, there's a song which says Christmas where the gum trees grow, there is no frost and there is no snow. So that's pretty much like it is. Yeah. No, it's quite different. Christmas on the beach.
Yeah.
And Christmas in Norway.
Christmas in Norway. Ooh.
About 9 years running.
Wow. And how did that how did that become? It's obviously become a tradition, 9 years running. How's that become a tradition? Did you do it once and think, I want to do this every year now?
No, my wife was Norwegian.
That explains it.
Yeah. It's celebrated so differently over there. Theirs is not so much commercial. You get all the when you go into Oslo. I mean, you have all the stores like you have up at Canterbury.
Yeah.
Because there's snow there, everything's in the snow. And everyone, I mean, we travelled from the house to the city on the sleigh. That on one Christmas. Of course, we always used to go way up north as well, where it's reindeer and sleigh, and so that's what we travel in. That makes a difference for me for Christmas. It's really nice.
Yeah, lovely. Right, how's everybody doing with their gift drawing? You got your bottles lined up, or your tubs of disguised Quality Street, or I grew up in a vicarage, and it's great at Christmas because everybody in the church gives you a tub of roses. And we used to have on Christmas Day, we would make a tower because a lot of people in the church don't know what to give you. They just give you tubs of roses. And we'd make a tower and we'd have 10, 20 tubs of these things. And I really miss that as an adult. There we go.
There was something on Facebook, I think it was, where the current, plastic containers of sweets that you get, and they showed that the old roses tins that you had years ago could hold 4 of those tubs.
No.
So imagine how big they were when we were kids.
Well, I think they were quite big because I've got a photo of me sitting in one as a child. Yeah.
Either that or you were very small.
No, I've never had a small bottom in my life. So, so they must have been massive. Right, so gifts. Your gifts are your talents and your skills. Some you will have been born with and some you will have learned along the way. Some will be tangible, like making kites or playing the trombone. But others may be invisible most of the time, things like patience or humour. Maybe you have the gift of wisdom or insight. Maybe you have the gift of kindness and thoughtfulness. So some of your gifts maybe you're fantastic at decorating. You can walk into an empty space and see where the bunting should go and what colour the walls should be. That's such a gift. Or maybe you're green-fingered and you've got the gift of growing things. Maybe you're fantastic with technology. That is a great gift, which I do not possess. Such a useful gift. Maybe you're a natural swimmer, or you can perm hair. A hairdresser in the family is one of the most popular people to be, isn't it? Because of that gift that you've learned. Some gifts are learned and developed, and some gifts we're born with. Maybe you can sit down and draw anything. Maybe you've got a way with words. Maybe you can cook. You have a signature dish or a cake that you're famous for.
Yes, I like Di's comment.
Oh,
maybe we should bestow them on each other.
Yeah, really, it's really hard, isn't it, to say the things that we're good at. Really, really hard. Yeah. Some people here who know each other could probably tell each other what their gifts are, but not everybody has met everybody before, have they? What would your best friend say that your gifts are? If you were somebody else looking at you, and I'll stress again, I won't ask you to share this. This is secret. This part, I'm not going to ask anybody to share. So secretly, it's okay to admit to yourself that you make a fantastic curry, or you have the best fashion sense of anyone you know, or you're fantastic at training dogs.
I've put down that I give great touches or hugs.
Oh, yes.
That's the only one I can. That's the only one I can think of.
What about taking photographs?
It's funny, isn't it? Trying to think of your talents and strengths is really hard. But the one what I've written down, getting my daughter to sleep because nobody else can. And I always see it as a pain that it's only me that can get her to go to sleep. But actually, it's a lovely thing I can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody else can do it, only me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your gift.
So I'm looking at that differently now. Putting it in the gift category rather than the being dumped with it category.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure other people must wish they had that gift. Yeah.
Thinking along those lines, Rachel, I've just written down giving medication to my cats because it's one of the most impossible things to do. And one of my cats has got the thyroid problem and she has to have medication twice a day. And I can do that, but not many people can.
I put tweeting.
Ah,
It's a bit sad.
no, that is a gift.
Is it?
Yeah,
You can take that fully, definitely.
yeah, because other people benefit from it. I suppose maybe it's how we think about this. What can you do that other people benefit from? So Di has said, do you think it becomes a gift when you're confident as opposed to feeling like a chore? No, I don't think it's about confidence. I think it's about blessing other people, perhaps, or even blessing yourself. So I play the piano really badly, but I would put that in my gifts because for me, it's a real stress relief moment and a thinking opportunity. So it's a gift, but nobody else would say I can play the piano. What if I say some random words and you think, could this be me? Okay, knitting. Organising. That's a serious gift. Administration. Planning. Are you good at holidays? Because not everyone is. Are you patient? That's a gift. Can you empathise with somebody when they're having a bad time and offer a shoulder to cry on? That's a gift. Can you make someone see the funny side? Are you really good at buying gifts for people? Can you choose just the right present?
I know someone on this screen who can.
It's not me.
I was thinking of Rachel Niblock. She's a very good present getter, present giver.
Most difficult ones to buy presents for are my nieces and nephews as they get older. It was fine when they were little, but as they get older, I've got no ideas. So I just give them money now.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with my 21-year-old nephew.
Do you know what? You can buy a tree for £15.
A tree?
Yeah, and you get a certificate saying you bought a tree.
Right, okay.
A real tree?
Yeah.
In a sort of...
How do you do that?
Well, there's various ways you can do it, but I thought and you can dedicate that tree, so they'll plant a tree, and if that tree will be named for somebody.
I bought a star once.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can buy stars.
I'm on a bit of a tree theme.
Another gift actually is finding a bargain. Some people are fantastic at finding a bargain.
I once did that Oxfam thing of buying people toilets in different countries, and not everybody was amused by it. I'd have got it.
My mum did that as well one year. I thought it was a great thing to do.
For my brother's 50th in the Cardiff Millennium Stadium where they play the rugby, you could buy a paving stone and put an inscription on there.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
So I bought one for my brother's 50th. He wasn't impressed. I thought it was a great gift.
Oh, I think so.
Right, okay, we'll move on from the sticky area of gifts. But perhaps, you know, over the next few days, think about your gifts, because you do have them. You don't live this long and have no gifts. You do have them. But it can be, well, we're told, aren't we, not to blow our own trumpets or anything, but sit down quietly and blow your own trumpet to yourself. That's what I say. Because acknowledging that they're gifts, you know, they'll also connect in to those people in your lights, those gifts. There'll be a connection. Some of those gifts will have been inherited or inspired by the people in your lights. Now, I've just seen the clock and we need to move on to the baubles. So what I'd like you to do next is to draw. I'm just drawing some, for example, here. Mine are dreadful. Draw baubles. Can you see my baubles there? It's not a phrase I thought I'd be saying today. Can you see my baubles? There we are. Pop yourself some baubles on your tree. And in those baubles, and again, I won't ask you to share these things. Just make a note of your hopes and dreams. What are the things you hope, dream, perhaps pray for? What are the things that you hope for? You may hope just to be able to acknowledge your gifts. Maybe that's a hope for some of you. Or maybe you're hoping for something tangible like a holiday next year. Or maybe you're hoping for a peaceful Christmas. When you've made a note of those hopes and filled your baubles, give us a thumbs up. And oh, we're there. Great, fabulous. Okay, so we're going to draw the last part of our tree, which is your star on the top. And I don't know if you heard yesterday, but every year they do a word of the year. And yesterday they announced this year's word. It's one of the dictionaries announced as a word of the year. And the word this year is goblin mode. which is not even a word I've heard all year. I haven't heard this word. Apparently it means indulging yourself without apology. Just going full goblin mode. But it made me think about a word for the year. And what word would you love to be your word for the year next year? So looking ahead, if you could give yourself a word for the year, what would the word be? Julie?
Hope.
Hope. Lovely. So if you pop that into your star. What a great word for the year. If more than one word occurs, then feel free to pop a few down. Love, Di, that's lovely. Rachel, just the word I was going to say too. Me too. Yeah, a lot of love. A lot of love in the Zoom. Kindness. Adventure. Meaningful friendships. Yes. I like that. I like that qualification you've given to that. Friendships becomes more and more important, doesn't it, as time goes on, to have meaningful friendships. So hope, love, kindness, adventure, meaningful friendships. What fabulous words to declare over 2023. And that's our trees done. But of course it's not done, because you can go back to it and you can add, you can reflect on it. I hope it's been a nice vehicle for just reflecting on the important things, the things that matter to you, the things you hope for, the things that have made you who you are, and the people that have made you who you are. And thank you so much for going along with it all and getting so stuck in.